Morning guys, so for any of you folks who are basically lucky enough to, I don't know, work from home on a permanent basis or are retired or don't work at all, then this is what it looks like when you have to get up at 6 a.m. to get out to work. And yeah, I haven't even had a coffee yet. I have quite a lot to do when I wake up in the morning, so generally kind of like I don't get to eat breakfast, but there's a really weird kind of like mist in here. I can actually see, it's almost like dust. It's very strange. Not the kind of thing you notice, to be honest. Very loud car. Oh. Anyway, shouldn't put on the news first thing in the morning. Although my senses are a little bit dulled first thing in the morning, so news tends to kind of wash over me unless it's something dramatic. But local Severn Trent Water had a spokesman. I don't think he was a spokesman for the actual company, but he was represented an organisation that represents the water companies, I believe. And he says, and I quote, because there's the reason why water bills are going up by £52 a year is because there's sewage in waterways that shouldn't be there. Now I get infrastructure and stuff, but you know, it's kind of like, it's like me dumping. It's like if you rented a house from me, me turning up and dumping shit in your front garden and saying, and by the way, I'm going to put a rent up now. So yeah, not too impressed by that bit of news, as I am a Severn Trent Water customer. And it does make me think of, I think is it Zack Polanski? Or anyway, the leader of, I think, the Green Party. Had a very effective advert for his political party, and he basically said, you know, the more we run, the faster we run, the more we stand still. Essentially, very cleverly done. Probably one of the better party political broadcasts I've ever seen, because he actually addressed the way most people feel, and I think when you do that, you are you get people listening. So I mean, I've heard Polanski. I think his name's Polanski. I've never really taken much notice of it. I saw him quite a bit on Jeremy Vine's show, and I didn't know who he was. And some of what he said kind of annoyed me, because I'd like to live in a utopian world myself, and I'm not political, but I'd like to live in a utopian world. But the practicalities of the matrix we're living in doesn't really allow for that. So, you know, we need to be strong, and we need to be practical. And I'm not entirely sure whether what he preaches is effective, or could be effective, or could be workable. But the message generally was, you know, the more we run, the faster we run, the more we stand still. And right now, with everything that's going on, you know, with bills and stuff, it's crazy. Something is gonna give, and people are just gonna say we've had enough. And even though we can't afford to live without, you know, utilities, there's gonna have to be a new way, because man, if there's only, like, again, back to the property analogy, if there's only one property left on that street, and you've been paying like let's say you've been paying 100 quid a month, right? Or actually no, let's say you've been paying. What do I know about property? Like I say, it's early in the morning. Let's say you pay 500 quid a month, right? And every year I put the rent up by 100 quid. Eventually, that property is unrentable, because no one's going to live in a shithole for an extortionate amount of money. You just can't afford it. There is a limit to what people can afford, and what's happening in the UK. And it beggars belief why those migrants and stuff actually want to come here. I get why they want to kind of escape what they're in, but do they not realise that they've been lied to when they get here to the UK? That's my feeling, because even if they get free accommodation, and charities give them free mobile phones, eventually they're gonna have to live in the same shitstorm as we do, and if they think they're living in a free society, then think again, because people have been arrested for tweets and Facebook posts and blah blah blah. We're the most surveilled country in Europe apparently, but they don't seem to be able to catch your common criminal on the street. But so they're going to be coming into that. Money doesn't go very far. I honestly don't know. The benefit system is probably creaking. So if they think they can live off benefits, they don't have to work. That's going to be creaking as well. So eventually, we'll just end up in some kind of like massive mess of civil unrest. Because that's what comes out of these things. When privately owned water companies tell you that they're going to put the price up by £52 a year, that's going to break a lot of people. They need to realise that. I mean, I know I'm going to cancel first of all to actually afford to pay for that. It'll have to be my TV licence. I do enjoy watching television, but I'm going to have to cancel that. I mean, I'll just have to watch YouTube. No live streamed television. Which a lot of you say that's not a bad thing, but I do like a little bit of a mix. I like to watch the weather when it comes on. I like to know briefly what's going on in the world, even if it's maybe not the exact description of the news as it should be. Anyway, it's just like an early morning rant. I hope you're all right. I've not been well for the last couple of days, and yeah, I think I brought it on myself. I got absolutely drenched going to work on was it like Tuesday, and it wasn't really my fault, although I should have had a brolly with me. I didn't expect it to be that bad, and no buses turned up. So as a trouble with like public transport, I can't just step out the door and step into a car. You got to walk to the bus stop or walk to wherever you're going, and then you have to then walk from there, and inevitably you're going to get like soaked. So yeah, I got soaked, and I thought, after the snow business that we had, I thought this isn't going to go well. I woke up the next morning. I had some noodles for lunch. I woke up next morning and I had like a pain right across my chest. I think maybe I just ate something bad. It's lasted about 24 hours of feeling really ill. I did go to work, but managed to get through it. But it's just then not having the buses either, so it's not great. So I don't know. Life doesn't get any easier, does it? And the older I get, the more I have to be careful of. So anyway, this was just a moan about life and stuff. But I'm usually quite positive, but because it's so early and shitty in the morning, that you just have to grin and bear it sometimes. And hopefully I'll have something nice and warm to eat when I get to work, some porridge or something. But I haven't actually ate anything yet. I do drink a bit of water when I wake up take some vitamins. The one thing I do first thing in the morning, I take a bit of olive oil. Like, it's like in a little shot glass. I take probably about an inch in a shot glass of olive oil, and has to be cold pressed. Extra virgin olive oil, cold pressed, and if it's the right stuff that you take, you can actually feel it feels peppery on the back of your throat. So I take that first thing in the morning, and it really helps with my digestion. It helps with it's supposed to help with weight loss as well, but I'm not sure, so so I do that. And then I take I take vitamin C, because during the winter especially, there's so many viruses going around, and because I had my condition last year, I've sort of taken vitamin C every day, and with zinc I take extra iron to give me energy. Of an evening I take magnesium. Sometimes I'll take beetroot extract to kind of help with the smooth passage of food. And I take vitamin D and vitamin K. Also eat like a range of nuts. The nuts that are really, really good for you over a certain age. I mean, I'm 59 next month, so over a certain age, and nuts that are really good for you are pistachios, pecan nuts, hazelnuts aren't too bad, walnuts are really good, and almonds. Basically, all other nuts, avoid them. Peanuts, avoid them like the plague, because like when you get older, you can't break down some of the molds that gather on peanuts that you might not see actually. The other nuts that really aren't good for you are macadamia nuts, and off the top of my head, what was those? Cashew nuts. They're terrible for you, so just avoid them. But pecans, pistachios, walnuts, and almonds, take them. And on that note, waiting for my bus. My hands are getting freezing actually. It's not that warm, but it's kind of a freezing mist. So yeah, take care of yourselves, and I'll speak to you soon.